Hi, I'm Steve Taplin.
And this is Daniel Butterfield.
And we're here with your AZIPX market update. And we also host the hugely popular radio show Real Estate Straight Talk, and we're the managing partners of AZ Investment Property Experts.
For those of you that do not know what we do, we are the experts at buying investment properties. And then what we do is we attract first-time home buyers with blemish credit. We move them into the property, and then we fix their credit and get them FHA financing so you, the investor, can sell the property and profit.
We are the only real estate investment company in town that has the ultimate exit strategy. Daniel, we see people buying properties all the time, but they don't know what they're going to do with it.
You know, they don't. The exit strategy is the key in making sure that you can actually profit on your real estate investment.
So let's talk about what's been going on in the market. The big news over the past month has been this foreclosure moratorium. And I'll tell you, this foreclosure moratorium has been interesting.
You know, it made everything cease and desist in the real estate investment market for all investors. Investors couldn't buy the trustee sales. They couldn't close on their short sales. They couldn't even buy lender-owned properties. In fact, we had properties in escrow that wouldn't even close, and they put a stop to it all.
That blew me away when we got that email from the asset manager saying all sales are on hold. We don't know what's going to happen. We at first thought it was just going to affect the trustee sale, the foreclosure auctions. Once we saw it hit REOs and short sales, it really was an interesting phenomenon, all caused by the banks not having their paperwork order and, quite frankly, all the political stuff that was wrapped around it.
But the good news is, now that they lifted the moratorium, now we are on a buying spree. And the thing is, there is so much inventory that hit the market all at once from the moratorium that it is up. We're finding the very best deals out there, and investors are not prepared to take a look at all the properties once they hit the market.
And you know, our strategy is to buy distressed properties, renovate them. We put in the first-time home buyers, we fix their situation so they can get FHA financing. Well, now that we're coming to the end of 2010, we're excited for 2011 because, Daniel, what happens first quarter going into second quarter?
Well, what's going to happen is all the first-time home buyers that are either in properties or they're thinking about buying a property, they're going to get their tax refund back. And that's going to happen in the first quarter and the second quarter of next year. So that means right now, all of our people in homes right now today are looking for that tax refund so they can close on their FHA financing. And right now, if you're an investor and you're thinking about maybe buying a property, if you get into a property now, we'll find the first-time home buyer with blemish credit, put them in so we can close by second quarter of next year.
So it's exciting times. We're on a mass buying spree. And now we kind of want to talk about some mistakes we see investors make. In past, just recently, there was a big auction that occurred this past weekend. And this was like something I've never seen. This wasn't like the foreclosure auction. This was a large auctioneer who put on a major production. There was over 1,000 people at the auction the first day, and there was about 600 the second day. They had music playing. They had auctioneers in your face.
You know, the pressure was on, and all the big players were there. We saw them there, and what was interesting is the amount of pressure that the auctioneers had put on the big players. What did you see happen there?
You know, we had about 40 properties slated out that our teams went to, we looked at, we analyzed that we were trying to buy at the auction. Our competition, other real estate investment companies in town paying in excess of $20,000 over what we would pay, and they were getting caught up in the hype.
And what's funny is that these guys weren't even driving all the properties. They didn't want to take the time to look at each and every property, and they were buying blind. And the whole time we're kind of laughing because we take the time to make sure our team travels to every single property to identify exactly what's going on before we actually make a bid on the property. And that's why these guys were overbidding on the property.
It was unbelievable. One property that somebody sitting next to me was overbidding on, and I whispered in his ear, "Do you realize this property needs about $25,000 of renovations?" He's like, "Well, no, I haven't been there."
Yeah. So in closing, if you're interested in getting involved with what we are doing, there's a couple of different ways. Number one, if you haven't seen our DVD, you need to register at buyandflipwithme.com and give us your address so we can mail you a DVD.
With our system, our goal is to get to know you, make sure you understand everything about our system, and then we go through our process of showing you properties and really analyzing. We have two different types of investments available, whether it's buying a property and taking it through our ultimate exit strategy, the buy, fix, occupy, and sell, or it's doing deed of trust investments, which we pay 18% annualized interest with monthly payments.
So another great way is to simply schedule an appointment with us. We call it our nuts and bolts meeting. This is where we're going to bring you from the start to finish of how we help you invest in real estate, renovate the property, identify the first-time home buyer. We'll share with you our marketing strategy and how we identify the first-time home buyers to move in the property. The nuts and bolts meeting will tell you everything you need to know to get to know us and how we can work together.
If you like what you've heard on this video, please pass this along to your friends, your contacts, and help us spread the word. Thank you, and be prepared for many more video updates from Dan and Steve.